right, it's that time of year. It's the official, I'm a realtor, I'm checking out, woo woo, right?
Literally, right before Thanksgiving kicks in, I would say a good majority of agents around the world, I don't know let's say across the country for sure. I don't know what it's like worldwide, but in the United States, so many of them literally just take a big old nap. I don't know what they're doing, but they're not serving clients. I can tell you that much.
Shopping, happy hours, Christmas festivities, too many holiday
more
parties.
More happy hours.
More wine, eggnog spiked with all the goodness, that kind of stuff.
It's just, I don't know why. Like, I don't see this in other careers and other lines of work. Mm-hmm. I don't know why this is so prevalent in the real estate business, but it is. You see it every single year. And then come January, everyone's like, oh my God, I don't have any money to pay my bills. And it's like, well, what did you expect? You haven't worked for the last 90 days. What did you expect was going to happen?
And let's just call it out here. For what the market is right now, you cannot afford to be taking a 2-month vacation or sabbatical. Like, it's not even an option.
No.
So today on the podcast, we are doing our very first rewind show officially. And we're going to share how to serve your clients at the highest level this time of year and not actually check out of your business.
Yeah, because we did an awesome show last year. So
and the
why
year
not
before,
just bring it back to you again? None of it's changed. It's all the same things that you should be doing to serve your clients this year as well.
So grab your eggnog, spiked or not. Actually, it's a little too early for eggnog, but grab your glass of wine and sit back and listen to this episode. It's the one that you need.
Absolutely.
Let's do this. You're listening to the Girl Get Your Face Off a Bus Bench podcast, where we invite you to check your ego at the app, grab a cup of coffee, and get ready to dive into all things real estate marketing, social media, friendship, hardship, love, money mindset, and all the things that celebrate you as a badass boss babe.
We're here to encourage you, show up for you, give you a loving kick in the pants when you need it most, and be your soft place to land on the hardest of days. So pull up a seat at our table and get ready to be inspired and start living your best life by design.
Welcome to the Girl Get Your Face Off a Bus Bench podcast. We are so excited you're here.
Okay, girls, let's dive in. Okay, holidays are upon us, and real estate agents, now more than ever is a time to have warm touch points with all of your clients. Don't go hard on selling, but also at the same time, don't take a big old nap, because now more than ever, you need to stay in touch with your clients. And we're going to talk all about how to serve clients in the holiday season.
And honestly, it's so fun.
It is so fun.
It's such a cool time to do it, and it's really unique. So let's dive into this.
Let's do it.
Okay. So like Beth just mentioned, and what I have seen firsthand now working with you for a couple of years, is a lot of realtors take a big snooze right now.
Yeah, like a big old nap.
They already have. It starts at like Halloween time, don't you think?
Yeah, totally.
Okay.
The Q4, it's just, there's so many agents that literally check out. And I think we're going to see more. I think we're seeing more of that this year because we have the shift going on.
Yeah.
So it's not like agents are like naturally busy. Mm-hmm. I think the ones where their business has dried up, I think they're even on more of a big siesta and snooze time.
Yeah.
And it's...
Honestly, too, if you're worried about your business right now, you're worried about this market, this especially is not the time to take a pause.
No, absolutely
I'm not saying don't enjoy the holidays by any means, but don't pause your business this whole quarter. So
the big thing is that real estate is on like a 90-day sales cycle, essentially.
Yeah.
So if you are not looking for new business and getting new business in Q4 of a year, this year, any year, doesn't matter what year, if you're not really going hard on that last part of the year, and we'll talk about this in this episode, not necessarily selling hard, but making really, really great connections.
Oh, it's the best time for this.
Yeah, your sales are really going to suffer. There's so many agents who are like, I don't understand why I'm broke in January, February, March. Yeah, I know like exactly why you're broke, because you didn't do shit at the end of the year.
You're still like catching up. Like, goodness, no. Yeah.
Or your year is starting in April and May.
Oh my gosh.
And
I mean, if it was intentional, I guess, but I don't think it's intentional. You don't have good sales in
Q1, and then you're effing around in Q4. So what are you working part time? Like, is this what this looks like?
It's like a 6-month work, right?
Yeah, There's a reason why there's such a fail rate in real estate. You know, the fail rate is like, what, 80 something percent in the first 2 years or something?
What is it now? Do you think
It's
with how
probably
many
higher.
agents came in during COVID, right?
Yes.
Or I guess that's what we would call it, right? During that time. So it was like a huge surge.
Well, the stat is 85% of the agents that are licensed currently in the country haven't been in the business for more than 10 years. So for the last 10 years, I mean, for the last, 3 to 5 years have been freaking awesome. But for the 5 years before that, the business was really good. So 85% of the agents have never seen anything like what a lot of us experienced in 07 and 08.
And they haven't seen what's going to happen.
No. And there's people that are literally just mailing their licenses back to the state all over the country right now.
Wow. I think too, like what's happening with the market and all, like we're going to see probably things that we haven't seen before, kind of like 07, 08 time. And so we are all just like here for kind of like anticipating what's going to happen. So if you're worried about what's happening right now and you're not working really hard to like reach out to those clients and like serve them at your highest capacity right now during the holiday season. And honestly, when this episode airs, you're late. Let's be honest, but like do it now. Like it's not too late, but you are a little behind the ball. So like get going like today, like send those videos, that kind of thing, like right now.
Yeah. Something that I realized the other day, and you and I talked about this earlier in the week when we were prepping for the podcast episode, was I had a list of video texts that I was going to send out I had sent out a bunch of market analysis to clients. And then the follow-up was like, send a video text to clients. And I don't know why, but for whatever reason, I was just looking for every excuse to not do it. Procrastinate. It's kind of the story of my life.
It's also work.
I know. And it's work. And every once in a while you're just like, oh, I hope I don't.
And also like, when you have a strategic marketing plan, there are steps in it.
Yeah.
Right. And so like I did 1 or 2. I don't need to do 3 and 4.
Right.
It's just
so
like,
this was my last
Yeah.
step. And I was like, no, I'm not going to drop the ball. So I took just finally was like, just effing do it, Beth. So I recorded my videos, sent the texts off. And when I was done with it, I was sort of like, wah, because it was daylight savings week and everyone was like dreary and crappy this week.
Like no sun for a whole week. It's
felt
too
like,
much.
do we live in Seattle? Like what's happening right now? And I got done recording the videos. I'm like, oh my God, I felt so energized. I had like this new burst of energy and I had 3 people respond right away. And they're like, oh my gosh, we're doing X, Y, and Z to our house. And then we're going to have you out and we're going to talk about getting our house ready to sell.
Okay. That's amazing.
I know.
That's
and then
amazing.
I'm like, why the hell do I procrastinate so much? So let me be a cautionary tale to anyone that's listening to this episode. Don't do what I do sometimes.
Just get it. Reach out. So like another thing that you talk about a lot and we've shared on other episodes is like the fear to pick up the phone. We are so afraid to use the phone.
I know, it's terrible.
And we're using it less and less and less. I think like old school agents, this is where like high five to you because I know you're using it more.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, this is where, and I'm not, obviously many of you are doing all the amazing new things too, but like old school agents pick up the phone, which is so cool. We need to like get on board with that as a newer agent in this, like get on board with picking up the phone, hearing that person's voice on the other end, like making that connection. Like you're an actual human. You're not this like meme behind a screen or like just this person on video that I can just like or not like. You're actually a human and you're not just like, text message, like letters, like you're so much more than that. And they feel connected as well.
And it's a different kind of connection that you're going to make with someone than you're going to make via email or even on social media.
Yes.
You're going to get to know someone on such a deeper level. I mean, you just never know when you're going to like catch someone. Maybe they're having a bad day and be like, hey, what's going on? Like, let's talk about that. Anything I can do to help. And people just want to know that you actually give a shit.
You do this so well. I've heard you pick up the phone and like make these calls and these connections, and it's not salesy and gross. This is another thing. Like you're genuinely connecting with your people. This time of year doesn't need to be salesy and gross at all. And actually never needs to be. You can be picking up the phone and just simply like reaching out to say hello, see how they are, just like you said. I mean, Beth, why don't you kind of share like what you would do, like a scenario right now?
So what's perfect this time of year, we've been sending out a lot of home valuations. And so literally the message can be like, hey, Christy, this is Beth. You probably saw the green envelope in the mail the other day with a home valuation. And I wanted to make sure you had enough time to look it over. Any questions come up? have you guys done any home projects that I don't know about? Like, I'd love to tweak your value just to make sure it's spot on. And just, this time of year, I just want to tell you like how thankful I am for you. It's been so much fun working with you and Ryan, and like, oh my God, I can't even believe like you didn't even have a baby when I sold you your house. Like, how special is that? Like, all these things that you've accomplished, and I've got to like live vicariously through your social media. Like, I just love that, and just wanted to let you know I'm thinking about you, and peace out. Like,
there you go.
That's a voicemail. That's a voicemail. It's so easy to do. And you literally you can pop on Facebook before you talk to someone. And if you're friends with your past clients on social media, if you're making
genuine connections throughout, this should be a pretty easy time. It
should be a pretty easy time. Yeah. And there's not really any sales involved. In fact, you shouldn't be selling this time of year. No. If people want to talk about real estate, they're going to know how to find you if you're that agent that's keeping in touch.
Sell through education, honestly. Another thing too, so I think it'd be great if you could share this. I'm going to throw her kind of off here a little bit probably, or throw a curveball to you. Like, share if you have never done this. Say you've been in the business for years and you've literally never done this. Like, how do you make that first connection at this time of year? Like, what would you recommend they do?
This time of year, in December, I literally, and if you have never been an agent that's picked up the phone, I would not say anything about real estate. Mm-hmm. Other than, hopefully the person that you're calling knows who you are, that you've kept in contact enough with them that if you call them, they would not be like, huh, who is this? But let's just assume they actually know who you are.
Remember I sold your house? Do you remember when you bought your house?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And okay, say someone says that. Like, who is this? And you'll be like, oh my gosh. I go, well, I guess I haven't done that great of a job of staying in touch with you, Christy. Yeah. I'm your favorite realtor, Beth Peterson Randall. And I'm just calling to say happy holidays. Like, literally, I'm not calling for anything other than that. And I just hope you and your family have beautiful holidays. Do you have anything fun planned?
Yeah, I love this so much, and I am right there with you. That's like the best way to do it. Just pick it up and also start somewhere instead of like, I haven't reached out to these people in forever. I can't do this. Yes, you can. Yeah, you absolutely can.
And if you're feeling awkward about that, you like turn it into a joke, like make it be a funny. Mm-hmm. And a lot of times just apologizing, everybody thinks that the other person is sitting there like waiting and thinking about them. They're not. They're out living their life.
No, people don't think about us nearly as much as we think they do.
Yeah, sadly, they don't. I wish everyone was like, oh, I wonder what Beth's doing today. Yeah, people actually aren't doing that. But if you're feeling awkward about it and maybe you feel like you should have been in contact more, call out the elephant in the room. You just say, I'm really sorry I've been not so great about staying in touch with you. And frankly, I really missed you. I loved working with you when I sold your house. How are the holidays?
And share something personal that you loved. Yeah. If you're able to do that. Like that.
Your sense of humor and, like how you guys parent your kids or the plans that you had for your house. Like, I was just so inspired by that.
Yes.
What are your plans for the holidays?
Yes, I love this so much.
So then you're opening it up for them to, give some dialogue. And then you're like, that's all the reason why I'm calling. I'm not calling for any other reason than to just literally wish you happy holidays and let you know that I was thinking about you. Have a great holiday season. Let's circle in the new year. Click. Yes, it's so easy. It wouldn't be any different than if you're calling your Aunt Susan going, hi, Susan. What are you guys doing for Christmas?
You can do it. Like, we are cheering you on. So, like, when you think to go do it and you're like, I can't, just imagine us, like, over here jumping up and down, cheersing you on, like, woohoo, all that. Like, that's what we're doing.
You're not asking for business.
You're not going to regret it.
Yeah.
You will not.
Yeah.
So another thing that you can do during this time of year, aside picking up the phone, is events. It's such a cool time of year. And again, this started all year we do events, right? But this time of year, they feel different. So
they do, because you're not, I don't know. It's not like a salesy thing. It's more of a, like, let's gather together and just celebrate the time of year thing.
Also, I would just like to sidebar here. I don't think people are going to expect it's going to be salesy, which is why they come to these events. Probably, like,
hopefully,
they don't. And if it is going to be, you're going to really turn people off, like, because they're not expecting that at this time of year.
Yeah.
So just like an appreciation, come have a drink with us or celebrate with us, like eat some food, whatever it is, whatever that looks like for you and your team, like. it's the time to do it. Give them a hug. We can hug again.
I know, right? The other awesome thing about events, though, is it creates all these natural touch points that you can have with people.
Yes.
So you send out an email with the invite. What we started doing is the day of, when everybody's life is chaotic, certain times of the year, the day of, then we're sending video text saying, hey, Christy, I'm so excited to see you at our brewery event tonight. That's what we did in the summer. I'm so excited to see you at our Christmas cocktail party tonight. Excited to see you type thing. Literally, it's so easy.
It makes such a wonderful connection, and your turnout's going to be bigger.
And then people that come to your event, then you're going to send them a really nice handwritten note. So thankful that you made it to the event. It was so fun to see you. My God, you need to wear a red blouse every day of your life. You look like a bombshell.
Okay, so let's talk about this, Beth. Invite out, first touch.
Yeah.
Like video, second. Came to the event, third.
Well, you're going to probably send a couple of emails.
Yeah. But just if we just like bulked them all into one, like those are all different.
Yeah, you're going to send a couple of like the original email and then like a reminder email. Yeah. And then I'm going to do a video text the day of.
Yep.
If they come to the event, I'm going to do a handwritten thank you note afterwards. And if they did not come to the event, it's a perfect time to be like, I missed you at the event. We had such a great time, and I know
life is busy.
Yeah, right. I hope you can make our next event. Keep an eye out for an invitation like spring of next year for our next event.
You actually miss them, but not the pressure, so they feel the guilt of I didn't go. I missed you. I'd love to see you. But also they know how to reach you, right? That you were thinking specifically of them, because when we send these invites out in these masses, right? It might, someone could think it's a little bit more less personal, but if they're getting a message from you afterwards that you genuinely miss them, that's very personal.
I met with some clients yesterday, and this is a total sidebar, that they had received the email invitation for our holiday event that morning, right before I got to their house yesterday. And the husband, and so when I first met them, it was right before our fall event, and I invited them to that, and they just said, just FYI, they're like, we're not joiners. We don't like to go to events. And I said, no pressure whatsoever. And then I made it funny, because that's what I always do. I'm like, oh, ouch, you hurt my feelings, and they totally laughed, and I broke the ice. And so the wife said, I was not allowed to give you my RSVP that we weren't coming in person. And I go, you already told me when I met you that this isn't your jam.
Yeah.
However, I want you to know that you're included if you change your mind.
Yes.
That's all it is. I said, you're not going to hurt my feelings.
Yeah.
I'm not going to try to talk you into something you don't want to come to. I just want you to know you're invited.
And they know they're invited, and that feels good. Yeah. And you're a part of something.
So it was so funny. She's like, I was told that I can't give my negative RSVP to you in person. So that just cracked me up. But it was a way to easily have a conversation about it. We joked about it. And if you know your clients well enough, you know if they're going to show up or not, usually.
Yeah.
But every once in a while, people surprise you. Our fall event, I had past clients show up that I was like, oh my God, you've never come to any event before. And they're like,
it was so exciting.
Much fun.
It was so exciting.
Yeah, it was great. And it was so much fun to see people that I hadn't seen in a long time.
I think we miss the face-to-face interactions.
I know.
Too, which is really special. And maybe you're thinking, I can't afford to do an event. Okay, there's still so many other ways to reach out and to have that follow through with your clients at this time of year.
Yeah. Another thing we did last year is that we, as a team, we baked homemade ginger snap cookies.
Yeah. So, okay. We've talked about these cookies on the podcast before. Yeah. I know it has to be in our holiday episode or something. And I always sit here and we start talking about food. And I'm like, why don't
we have any cookies here, Beth?
Oh, so good. They're so good.
They're so good. They're my friend Tammy. It's
Tammy's recipe?
It's her Grandma Hammond's recipe.
Oh, shout out to Tammy.
Yeah. So those cookies are so good. But that's a perfect example of something that's a really low cost. Mm-hmm. It really was. The expense was our time. Mm-hmm. The ingredients were not that expensive. Yeah. There's 5 ingredients in the cookies. And Sarah and I cranked out a ton of cookies that day, and I had bought really inexpensive packaging, and then my parents drove around town and dropped off cookies as my little elves. I put a Santa hat on my stepdad, and Marty went and dropped off cookies.
Oh, Marty, cute. He's so cute already.
So
That's
cute.
amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So it's perfect.
It is. Like, yeah, have your family, like, get them on board with helping you, right?
Yeah.
Exhaust all your resources.
Yeah. So there are things that you can do that still feel festive that don't require you to spend a ton of money. And if, like, literally that's totally out of your budget, pick up the phone and just say hi.
Yep.
And wish someone happy holidays.
Yep.
You never know when you're going to get that person on the phone that, like, actually needed to, like, hear a friendly voice.
Yes. Oh my gosh. These are so great. And like you had mentioned, there's so many touch points during this time of year. We all want connection, different ways, different people want that. But like the warmth of this time of year, regardless what you celebrate, it's there. It's special. And like, this is when we really need to be reaching out and not being gross and salesy. We never need to be doing that. But in general, we need to be reaching out and really connecting with our clients. And this is such a cool way to do it so authentically, where you feel it, like you really feel it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
We do some really fun stuff around here.
We do. So we actually have a super fun freebie giveaway for you at the end of this episode.
Oh, yes.
You might find helpful, and maybe you want to like rip off and do something similar.
Yes.
So head to girlgetyourfaceoffabusbench.com. And in our show notes for this episode, you are going to be able to download one of the freebies that we send out to clients this time of year.
And if you creep on our social, you will find all of our freebies. We do several. They are, I'm just going to say it, they're amazing. Our result, I guess, are like we just get such good feedback from them. So if you head to Best Social, or to the BPR Experience, you can find them there, or to Bus Bench Babes on social, Instagram, you can find them. Go to our link tree, grab the freebies, and you can check out everything that we do too. So go grab this one on the website and then head to our social channels to get the rest.
And it's so warm and fuzzy, and clients love it. And it has nothing to do with sales. It literally is just like, here, let me just like give you a little present.
Yeah. And this will really showcase how you can do things a little bit differently.
Yep.
Yeah. I love it. This is such a cool time of year. So get out there, serve your clients, meet them face to face, pick up the phone, love on them, let them know that you're thinking of them, let them know that you're grateful for them. Just do it. Just do it.
Just do it.
Yeah. All right. Well, good luck, everyone. Enjoy.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. So until next time,
keep your face off a bus bench
and keep being the badass boss babe that you are. Okay, girls, are you feeling as inspired as we are? We're over here cheering you on because you just finished another episode of the Girl Get Your Face Off a Bus Bench podcast.
If you want more, head over to girlgetyourfaceoffabusbench.com for show notes and more episodes. And don't forget to subscribe and leave us a 5-star review. They mean the world to us, and they're what keep us going.
Girl, thanks for being here.